Good evening, friends. Hi, this is Greenstone Lobo here, and you're watching me on Facebook. And today I'm going to be talking about the Capricorn Ascendant. How is it going to be for the Capricorn Ascendants for the year 2020 is what we are going to be talking now. So, the format is going to be the same thing. I'm going to be talking first about the generally what are those planetary transits which are happening and how is it going to impact everyone. Is what we're going to see first. Then I'm going to be talking about some special exceptions. In some years, it's going to be a little different. It's going to be a little exceptional. So we are going to talk about that as to what are those years, which are those years which are going to be exception. We're going to see that. And finally, I'm going to talk about some celebrities and how life is going to be for them. That's what we're going to see. And some of you who have already seen the format, you will know which planet I'm going to talk about first. And the planet, of course, I'm going to talk about first is going to be Pluto. Pluto is the most powerful planet in the universe, and Pluto is going to be making a huge entry into Capricorn. It's an exaltation sign for Pluto, and that is something very, very good. It is the 11th lord for the Capricorn people. Okay, the 11th house means profits, and it is making an entry here. It is a very, very good thing. And for Capricorn ascendants, they were, poor guys. They were undergoing some sort of a huge, challenges in the last 12, 13 years because Pluto, their 11th lord, was in debilitation in the 12th house. 12th house means losses. And these guys were having the Pluto in debilitation so many years, and especially in the last 3 years, Pluto has got into the deepest debilitation. So most of the Capricorn ascendant people would have had a real bad time. So their ninth lord was also weak in the 10th house of Libra, the planet Y, and besides that, Pluto also getting debilitated. It was a real bad time for them. But now it's the time to make a turnaround for the Capricorn ascendant people. So let's see what's going to happen. So Pluto is going to make an entry into the first house. Okay, the 11th lord getting exalted into the first house. Now that's something very, very significant. 11th house means profits, and the first house indicates personality, who you are as a person, what is the world perceives you as. Okay, all of that is indicated by the first house. And when you have the 11th lord sitting in the first house, then if you're doing some sort of a business, you can be profitable. Otherwise, it's going to generally impact your persona. You're going to be doing well. Okay. And an added benefit if you are a Capricorn ascendant person is that your second lord, second house planet is Uranus, and that is going to get exalted in the 4th house. Okay, if you are going to be a business person, if you are a Capricorn ascendant, and if you're going to be a business person, this year is going to be the start of one of the best years of your life because second lord is getting exalted and the 11th house planet is getting exalted into your first house. Wow, second house means my money, 11th house means profit for my money. The return on my money is becoming profitable. And that is wow, because you have like Uranus, second lord getting exalted in the 4th house, and the 11th lord, Pluto, getting exalted into the ascendant. Now that is something very significant. Okay, so if you're a business person, go ahead and do it. And if you want to start any business, this is the time for you to do it. If you're going to be doing any sort of a business with your family, in association with your family, then also it is going to be something really fabulous. Go ahead and do that. Okay. So that's about Uranus. And the third important planet which is making an entry is Saturn. Saturn entering into its own house in the ascendant. Oh wow, that's something really nice. Okay, so ascendant becomes very powerful. Ascendant means your capacity to do work, your capacity to do things. Now that's something fantastic. So your capacity to be strong, your capacity to get things done becomes very powerful because of this position. So all of you who have Capricorn ascendant, especially if you're born, I'm going to talk about the years a little later. Saturn is also entering in, which is very good. Jupiter is going to be going into your 12th house. Jupiter is the 12th lord going into the 12th house. And if you have any sort of an association, or if you're going to be doing any sort of a thing connected with a foreign country, trying to do something abroad, going abroad, all of those things can be really good for you. Okay, so do that. So that is an additional benefit. So these are the 4 important things which are going for you. Businesses, starting something. If you're going to be if you're going to be doing something which is going to be doing starting something to do with the money, any kind of a project, any kind of a work which is going to be where you're going to pump in the money, invest something, then I think this is the right year for you. And talking about the planet which is not so well placed in your chart, we are looking at this planet Y, which is still debilitated in your 10th house of career. The ninth lord is debilitated in the 10th house of career. You have a Jupiter which is coming to the 12th house, which is good, but the ninth lord is still weak. So which means if you're going to be going abroad, you need to be a little careful, try and understand what is happening here. Okay, so probably there could be some sort of a challenge there. Okay, so you need to check that out. And your career may still, okay, I would say that because of the movement of Pluto, things are going to be really getting fine. If you have really been through tough times in career in the last 3 years, I would say that something really, really magical is going to happen, because Pluto is really going into your first house and Saturn is moving into the first house. So I would say that you will be able to overcome the effects of planet Y, especially if you've gone through challenging times between 2017 to 19. If you've gone through tough times in career, I would say that, yeah, there is a real good chance that you may be able to overcome a lot of those challenges. They still may persist, but then this time you are the one who is stronger than the problems. Okay, and looking at the second important planet which is weak in your chart is your 8th lord, 8th house planet Z, which is in debilitation in the 6th house. Okay, now there is an 8-6 connection. So what it can mean is that some of you would have been through some sort of a health irritant or the other in the last couple of years. If you've been through so, then this year you may be spared. But if you've never gone through any sort of a health irritants in the last 2-3 years, then you need to be a little careful. Or it can also mean that at workplace you're going to be slogging out a lot. You'll have to work hard. Probably you'll have a lot of things on your plate and a lot of hurdles and a lot of irritants. But then, as I told you, the Pluto will really push you and make you come out of all of these things. So this is general predictions. Okay, and I'm going to talk. Of course, there is one more planet which is very strongly placed. I forgot. I missed this planet, which is planet X, which is in a very powerful position in the 5th house for you. Now, 5th house indicates love, romance. 5th house also indicates education. 5th house also indicates the success, the glory, and some sort of a fame and a name. Wow. Okay, I think that, amongst all the ascendants, I would say that 3 ascendants are going to really have it great in this year, and that is Aries, then Capricorn, and probably Sagittarius. Okay, so you're the people who are going to be having the biggest of all, but I would say that Capricorn really takes the cake because they have almost all the planets in the right positions. Okay, so, and especially if you have all the planets in the right position, even in your birth chart, then of course it's going to be the icing on the cake. I'm going to go now and talk about the individual years. Okay, let's see as to how things are going to pan out for you. I'm going to talk about only those years where there could be some sort of a trouble. Okay, so the trouble can be there for people who are born between 1982 to 89. You need to check the years really carefully. 1982 to 1989, 89, let's say till I would say September, you would be having your Pluto in debilitation in your chart. And if you have the Pluto in debilitation in the chart, it is going to be the 11th lord coming into your 1st house. And you need to check out, you need to really weigh and see as to how bad were the last few years. If you've been through some real tough times in the last, if you've been through some sort of losses, if you've been through situations where you worked really hard, but all your efforts have gone down the drain, then I would say that probably things can improve a bit, maybe after a lot of struggle. But yeah, things are going to be a little, as I talked about the Pluto coming into the 1st house, as a person, as a personality, you may find it a little difficult to push through things and make it happen. So that is for the 82 to 89 born people because of the Pluto being weak. But of course, Uranus is very strong, so which means you will still be able to make some business, but then the monetary gains may come a bit slowly. Okay, you'll have to push through. You'll have to ensure that you're vigilant. Okay, ensure that things are happening your way. Yeah, so you can do a business, you can start the business, but then probably you need to be a little vigilant. People who are born between 1962 to 1966, 66 November, okay, you people have a really weak planet Uranus, okay, in your chart, and that can be a bit of an irritant actually. Okay, so the Uranus being weak in your chart, what it can do is it will give some sort of a challenge. In fact, it is not just 62 to 66, also 73 to 79, and also people who are born between 88 to 93. I repeat again, 62 to 66, 73 to 79 and 88 to 93. So you are the people who have Uranus in debilitation in your chart, and the second house planet is weakly placed in the fourth house. So you need to be a bit careful about doing any sort of a work which is connected with your home, with real estate, land, property. If at all you're going to give money to anybody at home, you need to be a little careful. Or investing into any sort of a land or a property, you need to be careful. Or you need to be you need to be careful about certain things happening at your home. Is everything at home is okay or not? You need to check that out. And also, before investing into any sort of a business, you need to be a bit careful. Okay, is what I would say. And finally, people who are born between 79 to 84, 79 to 84, you have your planet X in debilitation in the fifth house. Okay, so then in that case, love and romance, okay, is something where you need to be a little watchful about. Is that love and romance going to be something which can irritate you, which can harm you, is something that you need to take care of? And of course, it also can happen that you may work very hard, but then the recognition for the kind of a work that you're doing may not come your way very, very quickly. Okay, so that could be the challenge that you people may face. But otherwise, it's going to be a great year for people who are born between 1949 to 61, 1990 to 2005. My goodness, you are the guys who are going to get the best of it all. All the guys who are born after 1990 are going to really have a fantastic time, especially till 2005. And 67 to 73 born people, you're going to be really rocking. And 80 to 87 is also seems to be there. Okay, so this is about the overall analysis, and I'm going to talk about some of the famous celebrities, okay, and how is it going to be for them is what we're going to talk about now. Yeah. So now, Leander Paes and Sunil Gavaskar, the two sports legends, okay, both of them are born with the Capricorn Ascendant. Sunil Gavaskar has always been a great legend. I mean, he doesn't really need the planet to support him. He's always been a fabulous, fantabulous person. But the Pluto is revisiting. It's going to come into his Ascendant. He is a typical Plutonian, you know, like who had the power of Pluto, and he has been the greatest, one of the first highest run getter for India. And he, I mean, he has been a legend in of the game. He has been a gentleman of the game. He has been the ambassador for the game, and probably his legendary status would only go up a few notches now. Okay. And talking about Leander Paes, this is the last year for him. I'm sure all the Leander Paes fans must be really excited to see him go on a higher note. And I wouldn't be surprised if Leander Paes really does that, because he's born in 73. He has his planet Pluto in a strong position, and it is going to come in the Ascendant, and he can really do something fabulous. Okay. And oh yeah, so you have Sania Mirza, okay, who has Pluto in debilitation. So is she really going to make that great comeback? Is she really going to do something fabulous? It's going to be a little questionable. I'm not very sure about that. Okay, but there are two young gentlemen, okay, whom I am really positive about. And one is the young cricketer Manan Ora. Manan Ora is a young man. He has been he's a fantastic cricketer. He's been playing really well. He has done fantastic scores. He has really saved his IPL team from annihilation. He has saved the teams many times by playing some crucial knocks. But he has not been a path-breaking player for many years now. But now this is the time, because he has his Pluto in a very strong position, and it is coming into his Ascendant. And that will probably propel him to go into the next level. So watch out for Manan Ora in this IPL. And finally, the one and only, the man whom I have predicted very long back ago that he is going to be a great superstar. He is going to be having a longevity which is going to be really long. And that man, okay, is going to really, this year 2020 is going to be his 30th year, and he's going to be here for long. And this year is going to be that first step from when he is going to achieve that superstardom. Okay, he has already seen a lot of successes, but then this year is going to be that first step to go even bigger and even further. Okay, I'm talking about Tiger Shroff. Okay, so yes, it's going to be exciting year for the Capricorn Ascendant people. All the best to you, all of you. And tomorrow, we will catch up with the Aquarius Ascendant. Thank you so much, people, for watching this live, and see you soon. See you.